Greetings, no need for alarm. I'm only another phony, feeling lonely, thinking if my friends knew who I was, they'd never have known me, and my parents would disown me. It happened so slowly, like a molasses, tidal wave of anti-motivation. So let's ask this, smile the paper path to new creation, cause in the glimmer of a passionate second, it'll all seem worth it to be imperfect, nervous and uncertain. The Earth's orbit causing motion sickness as my stomach keeps turning.
His beats and his graffiti speak for his personality.
My music helps me get warm in a place that I need to be.
His beats and his graffiti speak for his personality.
Michael brought Bert's CD, and we had no idea what we are going to listen to. And when we heard it, David and I, we absolutely loved his music. And really, we were so impressed, and we just enjoyed it very much. And we heard it several times. And what was interesting, I found it very touching, and it almost made me cry each time I listened to it. So it really shows that he is a very sensitive young man, and we just loved his music, and I hope he will continue. Keep up his wonderful work.
Drink a lot of coffee, smoke a lot of narg, and play a lot of backgammon. You know, that's manic in myself.
But then I just like.
Hello!
Start
I
when
thought you still were
pointed at
zooming
you.
on this. Hey, my name is Mike Piff. I'm almost 24 years old. I go by Chops Rocker or Nippler1. We're sitting here in Olympia right now. Bert's out there making some beats. Glimpses at a party playing rock and roll. Lauren, Bert's girlfriend, is sitting out there talking to Sean over some wine. It's been a good year living with Bert and everybody. I've known Bert for about 4 years now. Met him in Bellingham, Washington. I was smoking nargila at a friend's house, and a friend of mine brought him over, and we started talking about hip-hop, and he thought he had the best collection, or he hadn't met anybody with a better collection than himself until he met me, and we started politicking about what CDs he had and what CDs I had and how many I had up on him. And then I invited him over to listen to some music and smoke some melon tobacco out of the nargila, and he was blown away. He's been making beats for I don't know how long, but when I was in Zambia, I remember hearing about his project called The Instrumental Ward, which was his first release, him and Jaded. And when I actually did get to hear it, I was very impressed that this was coming out of Bert's mind. Since then, his new work, I think, has evolved a great deal. His drums are sounding much more tricky, and I think the tracks he's making are more emotionally laden, like they're just full of emotion, kind of powerful. You can really feel what he felt when he was making the beat. Glimpse fits in the picture. Let's see, I met him up in Bellingham a couple times, and then he came to Evergreen last year, and we started hanging out a lot, listening to music, and we got pretty close. And Manic Glimpse and myself decided to get a place to live this year together, and as it turns out, Lauren was able to live with us as well, which is really cool.
Hey, my name's Bert. My other name is Manic. It's been called Manic since about the age of 12, so it's the name that I keep. And yeah, I make music to try to make sense out of the days that I can't really explain otherwise. And I just yeah, to bring some balance and kind of some dialogue when I can't otherwise, explain myself or speak. So I've been listening to hip hop since I was about 8 years old, and I'd like to think that's my foundation, but I don't think that's always what comes out, because I think I hear so many. I'm very critical, and I hear so many things that I don't like, and I try to change it. I try to just kind of make my own version of what I think it should sound like, and of course it never comes out that way. But it's always like I'm always trying to get there. I guess some people would call it down tempo, but I don't know. I guess I still like to think of it as hip hop. I guess it's like just kind of chilled out, ambient, slow stuff that just kind of layers together. Yeah. I guess that would describe some stuff I make, but I don't know. I use a keyboard, a bass, a couple basses I have. I've been playing the bass since I was 10, and I use a Korg Trident to sampling keyboard, and I just try to lay everything together like that. So yeah, I have to say my influences were, well, I started playing the piano when I was really young. My mother composes music, and I just started picking it up, and when I was like 10 years old I started playing the bass, and soon after that I bought a drum machine from this other dude I know that played the bass, who was kind of showing me some stuff, and I just kind of started making beats like that, and I didn't even really think of it in a hip-hop way, but I just started making drum patterns and playing my bass over them, recording them on a tape, and layering things over it with a 4-track, and I think the problem I have with a lot of hip-hop is people are doing music or putting out albums just to put out an album, just to have an album. And in the age of CDRs and everything, people can pretty much make an album with a computer program. It seems like everybody is just doing it to kind of put stuff out, or have something new on the street or something like that, and it's just kind of, it's funny because it's never been what it's about for me. I usually have to be motivated to even record my stuff and get it out to people, because I guess it's not really what I do it for. But just doing music, basically, not even concentrating on like the business of it or anything, which is so intertwined with hip-hop right now, because when you're independent you have to think about business and music, and I just try to stay as far away from business as I can, and I think that's like, when you keep a good separation between the